Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Trish.
Mrs. Brew?
Here.
Miss Langless?
Here.
Mr. Menegini? Mr. Moraro?
Here.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Here. Do I have a motion to excuse Mr. Menegini?
I motion we excuse Councilman Member Menegini.
Support.
Miss Langless?
Yes.
Mr. Moraro?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Mrs. Brew?
Yes. We'll move on to the approval of the agenda. If there's no additions, do I have a motion on the agenda?
Motion we approve the agenda.
Support.
Mr. Moraro?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Mrs. Brew?
Yes.
Miss Langless?
Yes. Move on to approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of March 4th, 2026.
I make a motion we approve the minutes for the regular meeting of March 4th, 2026.
Support.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Mrs. Brew?
Yes.
Miss Langless?
Yes.
Mr. Moraro?
Yes.
Approval of manifest 2026-06. Sarah, did you have any questions?
No.
Ricky?
No, thank you.
Jeff?
None tonight, Madam Mayor.
I also have none. Do I have a motion on the manifest?
Yeah, I motion we approve manifest 2026-06 in the amount of $527,387.73.
Support?
Mrs. Brew?
Yes.
Miss Langless?
Yes.
Mr. Moraro?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Public comments. Anyone in attendance wishing to address the council on any item of interest shall do so now at the podium. State your name and address for the record. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person. Anyone in attendance wishing to address the council on agenda item only shall do so now at the podium. State your name and address for the record. We'll move on to discussion items. Item number 1, water rate increase for lead service line replacement project.
So I think this is a discussion point. The anticipation of having it come to council in the next meeting or meeting after for consideration for approval. At the last council meeting, we talked about the lead service line project that as part of the federal and state mandate to replace all of our lead and galvanized lines with copper. It's a roughly $7 million project with roughly 700 service lines that need to be replaced. At that last meeting, council agreed to hire Coleman Engineering to assist in our application. We'll receive funding and partially grant funding.
Then just a
Yep.
point. It's 7 million? I thought it was, didn't we talk about it being 4 million estimated?
We were going for a 3.5 million grant for first phase. We have about
Okay.
700, estimated 700 homes and an estimate of around 10,000 per line. Not like 35,000, could be 8,000, but we're trying to think high just in case. So yeah, that could be a total of 7 million depending on the exact number of lines and the cost of the replacement lines.
How many homes did you say we had, Dan? Say it again.
We estimate around 700.
Wait, you're looking for homes
Thank you.
or lines?
Each home would have a line.
Oh, so these are just homes, not listed.
These are service lines that run from our main to the household.
So there's 700 of those.
Yeah, estimated. We've been doing the inspections the last couple of years as part of the requirements to identify areas that would have lead or galvanized previously connected to lead lines. So even if we get that funding, it's a good year and a half out before we'd be awarded and that project would probably start. In the meantime, We still have lines that we are discovering that are lead that need to be replaced, whether it's, and typically these are come from if there's a leak in someone's service line and we discover it's lead, we need to replace it. And currently that fund just does not have the revenue to start covering these replacements into the summer and beyond until we get funding. So what I am proposing, and other cities have done this, is we need to discuss increasing the water fee specifically for this project. I kind of outlined a few different proposals for different rate increases and a $3, $5, and $7 per month flat fee per customer. Again, we talked about these potentially costing anywhere, let's say, roughly $6,000 to $10,000 per service line.
Okay.
Depending on if they go across the road, depending on if it's closer to the home, there's a lot of variables there. We need easements for each one. So we'll have to have a public hearing to do this rate. It's not even really a rate increase, it's going to be adding, I'd like an additional separate rate that is specific for this project so people know what this increase is for. And it's not, this is just for this project alone. And if we increase it around $7 a month, that gets us about $10,000 a month. That will give us about one line a month, roughly, to replace.
At the $7 increase?
Correct. At 5, you're looking at 77. This is, estimates on the number of households and costs. So you can see the $3 a month, we'll get 7 replacements a year, 5, 11 replacements, 7, 16 replacements, roughly.
Okay.
And that's something we would want to start preparing for before the July 1 fiscal year, to start preparing for the summer. We have several already that need to be replaced.
How many?
Right now, we probably have 5 that have leaking or broken service lines that are lead or previously connected that need to be replaced. And anytime this comes up, we are supposed to replace when there's a leak that has to be fixed. When we shut off water, they want us to fix it before we reintroduce water to a lead line.
Okay, I know I missed a couple meetings, so I just want to ask a few questions if you don't mind.
Yeah.
First of all, this is state mandated,
Federal and state.
federal and state mandated, but no federal funds or state funds as of right now.
There has been state and federal funds. We've ourselves received 2 whole grants in the amount of 4 and about $800,000 total. And that was to do the inspections.
Right.
We were out there digging holes at the service line to the main to see what their connection was.
Right, but I mean just for this.
And for this, there has been in the past. The one we're applying for right now will be our first application for funding for the actual replacement needs. Others have got this funding previously. This started back in 2018. So we didn't start getting, we're a year or 2 behind. And the problem with the financing of it, so the application we're submitting to the state for funding for the $3.5 million, there's a chance that we could get 50% of that as a grant, but that's dependent on the state's record of our household median income and our tax evaluation for the city. We also have to incorporate the township in those statistics because we service portions of the township. Our median income is $63,000, the township's is $93,000, we likely won't qualify. Anything we're hoping to at least qualify to get a low interest loan. There's a chance we might not even get that based on that. But because there's a lot of money in there this year and a lot of communities have already received funding, we're hoping that we'll be in line to at least get the low interest loan, if not hopefully also the grant.
Okay. So but I just want, when people hear about this, it is, the state is mandating it.
Right.
And if I remember right, at first it was gonna be to the cost of the homeowner, is what we understood, right? And
So-
no, it's not.
The cost for this has always been on the cities. The difference is traditionally, the service line is the homeowner's responsibility. But because of the lead copper rule, they have now shifted that cost in this ruling to the cities for lead. Traditionally, it's never been the city's responsibility. From the main to the home has always been the homeowner. But the new rule was for lead and galvanized lines. They're making the utility pay for that.
So it's not just lead lines, it's galvanized too, or is that
It's
this?
lead and galvanized previously connected to lead. So basically, if it has a lead or a galvanized gooseneck, it's likely was connected to lead and will have to be replaced. Anyone who has a copper line that has a water leak, that is still on the homeowner to take care of. But it's the lead and previously connected to lead lines that have now been shifted to the city.
Do we have any of them funds left from the grants we did get?
No, those are specifically only for the investigations. So
Okay.
part of this rule was you had to do 20%, investigating 20% of your customers to get an idea of how many lead lines you have out there. So that money was only for,
So did we complete all them?
we did the 20%, that was due last year.
So out of the 20%, is that where you're getting the number, what, did you say 5 for that coming up this spring?
The ones that we need to do now are not necessarily part of that investigation. They're lines that have leaks or are broken, and as we investigated those on the inside, we found that they're lead.
Okay.
So we have to get those.
So how many when we went in, total out of the 20% had
I don't
lead?
have that exact number.
Do we have that data though?
We do, and the estimate again from our people based on the way they were kind of doing is that you did 20% all around, you got an idea if certain number of homes all have lead, likely you can estimate those surrounding areas as well. So we also have to investigate the interior to see the line from the basement into the home. So again, it's an estimate of 700. It continues to, we have to investigate more and more as we go.
Is it businesses too, I'm assuming?
I believe it's residential, and I thought someone said small business, but it's 100% residential for sure, and then we have to look at the business.
Dan, a couple things. So, thank you, Candy, by the way, good questions. So 700 right now, is that gonna be our high estimate? Is that gonna be?
I think that's the highest.
Okay, so that's good news. All right, so quick math tells me, even if we approve the $7 per month per customer, that gets us just under 25% of the way there in 11 years. So that's 75% of that $7 million is still hanging out there.
So this is just the first part. This is just to get us through the lines that we need to replace prior to getting a loan. Once we get a loan, likely that number is going to increase because that loan amount's going to increase.
Yeah.
So we have a loan amount of say $180,000 a year, because we have 10 years now to finish this. Which
Yeah.
starts in about a year or so.
So we had 20.
If we start in a year, yeah.
The state originally had 20, and the Fed is now 10, and Fed supersedes
Oh.
state. And it has been going on since 2018.
I thought it was 30 and 20.
Okay, so.
So we have
we
10
have-
years?
10 years, that's 70, we have 700 is the correct.
Starting next year, it's 11 right now, Ricky. We got the 20, we
Right,
got the
it's-
37, but right, we're not gonna start till next year, so it's 10.
Right, no, I understand. It was just, last time I thought it was the federal wanted 30 years.
Right.
And the state wanted 20, so that's where I was confused. So,
Did it start in 2018 or minus 18
Well,
years?
the rule came out in 2018.
Okay, so when we start.
And the 10, that was originally where the 20 started. The Fed moved it to recently, and everything keeps shifting in rules. So right now, it's at 10, and so it's starting in 2027, I believe.
Gives us 10 years.
10 years, so that's about 70 a year to replace if our 700 number, is high.
700,000 a year. Correct.
And the loan for that amount, could be, it's a 30, it's 180 or so thousand a year, depending on interest rates. So, it's gonna be a little above 7. If we get no loan, that's a big number that we'll have to cover.
So
And
let-
we won't get some funding in the loan.
Yeah, so, right. So the last meeting, I kind of asked you both to do a little research and see what's out there, both state and federal. Is there anything besides what we already know?
Most of it is what we already know.
I would assume, I know it's a terrible word to use, that since the feds mandated this and cut the timeline in half, I'm hoping there will be federal loans, low interest loans available to help us pay for this.
You
And
seem
likely,
I know.
when we had the workshop with the state for this loan, likely they said a lot of that money probably would be coming from the Fed because it is for the lead operator. Because there's other projects that can come out of this money that aren't necessarily for this, but because ours is this, it'd likely be coming from partial pot from the Fed.
Right.
Which also brings their own rules.
To say this is a nightmare would be understating. This is a catastrophe for a
And
town our
it's,
size.
it's every municipality in the entire country.
I understand.
I understand that too, but and this has nothing against you or whatever, it's against what's going on here. We're being mandated to do these things, and, they don't have, okay, you got maybe a loan or little things, but they don't give us the money, help us do it, and it comes upon our citizens, and we're a small town, so we only have so many people, hooked to our system, and I feel sorry for people, and times are hard right now. I know we have to do it, we don't have a choice, but, I just feel sorry for the citizens and the people of the town,
Yeah,
And we have no choice. I feel sorry for the council, because I would like to vote this down. No, I don't want to do it, but I know when they hang that over us, we don't have a choice. We've got to get it done, and it's sad. Call your representatives. I don't know if
Yep.
it'll help, but call them.
Also, call your candidates who are promising lower energy rates.
Yeah, you're looking at, $84 a year doesn't get us to 25%. Or actually, 20% it gets to, because I gotta take a year off. I figured this at 11 years. You'd have to basically increase this $500 a year per household to even begin to pay for this thing over the next 10 years.
I'd be surprised if we don't get.
That's $5,000 a household over 10 years.
So I have a,
Hopefully, we don't have to do that. These numbers here
No,
look
I
big
know,
enough
Penny,
for
I'm
us.
just saying, this is
I know.
how bad it is if we don't get help.
What's unfortunate is the way the state has calculated our household median. Because it's a census plus a 5-year projection, I believe is what they do. Because the numbers lower the actual census. The other hard part is that we have to combine the township, and they have a much higher median income.
But the sad part is, it's mostly Hamilton, the lakes area is where that is, and we don't serve that area. That's the problem, right? So everybody hear that now? It's not Vulcan and Norway, they're bulking it all in with the higher priced homes and things down in that area
And
that
that-
are causing this increase.
So the Hamilton Lakes is
Part of the township.
part of it, but we don't serve them.
Because we serve as part of the township, they equate they use the entire township.
Oh, my
You kidding me?
God.
Most of it's in Waseda Township.
There's no way to change that, or a survey, or,
And do a survey, that only kind of spoke to before, you have to, I forgot the percentage you have to get, Quinnipiac, the Brighton Township did this, and from what I understand, they were one of the only that were successful at it. You basically have to go door to door to every single citizen and get,
Their-
income.
Their tax return.
It doesn't have, I don't believe, it's just like a census, I think it can be verbal. And the problem with census and verbal, people lie. They usually lie high. And so you can mail it out, but you have to get a certain percent, so typically you start having to go door to door. And that's all the city, that's all the township.
what did you say? I'm sorry, Dan, if it went just off just the city of Norway, it'd
Even
be,
if it was just the city of Norway, it'd be better, but it would still be very close. We still may not qualify for what it is. It's burden and overburden status. And that is the matter of the difference between your household median income and your city taxable value. And that's what determines interest rate. It determines if you get a grant out of it. So basically what the state says is that if our household median income, the way they projected it, and our taxable value, if we don't get grant funding, they're saying that the citizens of Norway can afford the cost of it.
It also
and you're
doesn't,
saying altogether they're gonna evaluate us at 93,000?
It's a combination, so they'll take our 63 median income and the township's 93 median income and the taxable value will average that.
But I just.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, okay, first you're gonna say Vulcan, okay, we service Vulcan.
Right.
I get that,
We can live with that.
but you're gonna do Waseda and
The lakes,
that area?
Well, it's not going to Waseda, it's anywhere within the Norway Township. The lakes are, the township is a very small portion of the lake, but it's still a portion.
If you were to do a survey, send it out, what's the percentage of responses you have to get back to be able to have an adequate response with that?
I need to verify that. I have a number in my head, but I don't know if it's correct, so I don't want to.
It may be
Yeah,
worth
don't.
It may be worth it, because it might, you know what I mean, it might bring it down.
What the engineers have said is it's, what Brighton Township find is it's very time consuming. We probably have to hire people to, like a census, to go door to door. You're talking,
No way to just send it out by
you
mail.
can't.
Well, you send them out by mail.
If you don't get the response rate, you have to go house to house.
we need to bond this, I think. I think if we can't get any kind of loans or free grants, after we play out what we're playing out, Ken, I think we gotta look at bonding this thing for, we really do. I mean, this is $7 million. It's more, I mean, are you kidding me?
If we get the loan through the state, the interest rates, if we aren't burdened or overburdened, they're around 2.75. Now we're going for the 3.5, so okay, half the project though. It's weird to say. The hope is that once you go for the second round of funding through that same program, maybe our median income will be lower, or something will change that will become burdened or overburdened, and then get some free money.
But we need options, right? I know we gotta let this play out a little bit, see what's gonna happen with the state, the feds and everything. Great, thank you guys for staying on top of this, but we gotta kind of walk this through. But let's start looking out there for worst case scenarios, right? Where if we gotta take this on ourselves, we have some options in the
That's why I'm
plan.
wondering if you can even bond that.
It's part of the.
don't
well,
you
it's
have to
part of
get a
this-
bond has to be approved by the voters?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yes.
but what's the option?
There has to be public hearings.
Right, bankrupt the city?
You can go to referendum if you have a certain percent of the voters that request to go to referendum. So there's a chance.
Yeah, there's no doubt. But, I mean, what's the option?
Yeah. But like what I want to bring in the next couple meetings is to talk about increasing a rate now.
Okay.
So that we could start paying for the ones we're going to have to do ourselves this summer. Because we can't have people just shut off.
Which is gonna alienate the voters if we have to take it to referendum, by the way. But I get it, I'm just saying out loud what
And it'll
we're all
be a
thinking.
public hearing, hopefully we can have an audience and explain this. It's not going to be.
This is
No,
a
it's
joke.
not fun topic.
So I have two questions. Coleman Engineering at the last meeting mentioned that he should be able to get back to us and see if we would even, I think, meet, was it the overburden status? Did he get back to you?
It does not look like we'll meet the overburden status.
Which means then we most likely will not get a grant and will only be getting the loan. Okay.
Possibly eligible for a loan
Yeah.
at 2.75%.
The other question I had, in your, you gave us a chart of how much it would cost for the rate if we do these increases, that the current rate of $36.31, is that for the average consumer of 4,000 gallons?
No, that is, our base rate is for 1,000 gallons. So what that 36.31, that is our current.
Base rate?
Our current rate with the fixed fee and the per 1,000 gallon.
This is a nightmare.
Okay, so the average household is
Probably an average household is another $12, $16 a month.
Okay.
How much water they use.
all right, got it.
So without any other increases to help our water system, Ricky, we're looking at a 20% across the board increase to pay for less than 20% of this project over the next 10 years.
I know.
It's crazy.
You know, and not to make it sound worse than it is, but you know, these rates are increases specifically to cover the cost of this project. That's not to mention a like 2% of just inflationary to cover costs of running the department on top of that.
We totally understand it.
So it's going to be.
By the way, it's kind of funny that the state and feds mandated that the utility pay for this, and what are we gonna do? We're gonna pass it on to the homeowner anyways, Candy.
And you can't, it's specific, you can't single out, you know, homeowner or area. It's gotta be.
Everybody.
My understanding across the board, which is why it'd be a flat fee, not based on usage, a flat rate. I put an example of Saginaw on there just so you can see kind of what theirs is showing the service line replacement fee. Theirs started in 2020 at 309, and 22 it was 691, and obviously now it is much higher. But that was their rate, and that's a population of about 30,000.
To our 2,900
I think they had like 11,000 lines to replace.
What has Iron Mountain and Kingston done anything with this yet?
They both have received some grant funding.
Imagine that.
Program. And again, it's timing. If they were to go for that same funding this year, based on their need, they wouldn't qualify. But the years.
So if we did it last year, would it qualified?
I don't know. I'd have to look back at what we were a year or two ago. But we were still completing our inspections. So it's just timing. That's where when we go for the second portion of this down the road, things might have changed, applications might have changed, and maybe we'll be in a different position to get different grant funding.
So, we're all the houses pretty much done now with the inspection inside and our new meters in them? Or how many do we have left?
The meters are much closer than we were. I don't have the exact count, but maybe, I don't know, I don't know put a number on it, 100 or less, I think.
Okay, so you would think that we should get a pretty good ballpark of
We do.
what's
I think,
out there. Instead of going off of just the homes itself, you know what I'm saying? We should be able to get a closer.
Yeah, we
I
have-
mean, I would always say go a little bit above, but we should have a closer estimate by what we already did, and if we finish the other ones.
Yeah, I can get you the definitive number that we have right now.
Cause so you know by inside the house.
Yeah, if we sent letters out to people, if they could take a picture and a magnet of the inside of the house to help us identify if it's magnetized below the meter, it's letter galvanized.
Is what, say
It's
that?
letter galvanized if it's magnetized. And so we have
Okay.
people helping us by providing us that information.
And plus, we took pictures, right?
Yeah,
Of all,
we did mostly the exteriors and took pictures, and we would have all that.
we have the pictures of the interiors too, I believe.
A lot of them we do. We did the meters. We were trying to do the two birds, one stone.
Yeah. Which is a good thing, so
Yeah, this is circle the wagon time, right? We gotta make sure we're putting a lot of attention on this, getting all the detail we can, figuring out what's next, right? Because this is, again, a catastrophe.
And I would like to see a closer, I mean, I know it's hard to, but if we got all them pictures and that, I would like to see you know,
A sample size anyways.
yeah, sample size saying, okay, we might be a little bit off here, but this is, even saying, this is what we know, what we did right now.
You guys need the definitive identified numbers.
What upsets me the most is the state assessment, right? We all know that Norway's pretty much retired, almost, I don't want to use the word retirement community, but we know we are much more fixed income than we are working class.
It's the 20 to 40 year range that is hiking up the medium
Yeah,
income
it's-
by a lot.
Because
I
there's
think it's
so,
over 20,000, there's a
Right.
difference of about $20,000.
what scares me so much is all the folks that are, retired on fixed income, social security. And we're gonna have to jack stuff up again and, oh my God.
Do we know if there's any support for helping, or planned support for helping low income with their bills for this?
I mean, there is
There is
several
stuff out there.
support, it wouldn't necessarily
Cover
be
this.
specific for this reason.
Right.
I don't believe, but there are several organizations out there that we work with that help get customers money to pay their bills.
And you have to be low income.
And it just, for per customer, just for the additional cost of them, a $7 a month would be $84 a year.
Yeah. Does the $7,000 per line that we're estimating, does that include like repatching the road?
It'd be up for everything.
Okay.
Engineering costs. And we're saying 10 is our high number. We've done some already that have been much lower.
Just
We
depends.
weren't required to have engineering at that.
And we have to have engineering this time?
Yeah, we have to have an easement for every single line.
Oh my God.
Dan, can you find out, I want to know what federal agency mandated this. I want to know what state agency mandated this. Please find that out.
State's Eagle.
Okay?
Well, Eagles, we're running it. And the Fed, I think I have it in there.
I'll be writing some letters.
EPA.
EP. All right, I'll be writing some letters.
EPA for federal?
Yep.
And I have that in your packet, you can see the EPA's lead and copper rule.
And guys, don't get us wrong. We want nobody having lead in
No.
their water system. But we just want some help to fix it. That's all we're asking.
Right, of course, we don't want anybody getting sick or anything
Of
like
course.
that. We're not against it.
No.
We're just trying to find out
How to pay for it.
how to pay for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I was at the convention last week, all the cities were talking about it and the difficulty and the requests for trying to get some additional funds have been pretty much denied.
Yep.
As far as when they go through their senators or representatives at the state level. There's no help in that sense, so.
If you look here at the packet there, I gave you a couple sheets on the loan that we're going for, that's through the Michigan State Revolving Loan Fund, and there is an EPA fact sheet.
Well, let's keep it as a discussion item, I think, moving forward at every meeting, Candy, right? Any updates, any new information, we need to keep talking about this.
Right.
This is number one on the list for me anyways, on how we're gonna figure out how to solve this issue.
But I do intend to bring it as an action item at the public hearing here shortly.
We understand for the local increase, yeah, but I wanna know
Yeah.
what's going on there with the state and the feds too. And other options just by sticking it on our, citizens and our taxpayers.
Take this out of here. Okay. If we have, does everybody have any other questions? If not, I'm gonna move on.
I don't
Okay,
know.
we're gonna move on to mayor's council comments. Sarah?
The town did a really good job cleaning up the snow. It was a mess. It was a wild couple of days. It kind of reminded me of COVID. And, March hopefully going out with a lion, and April will come in like a lamb. I hope. That's all I got.
Same here, and public safety is also assistance when needed was very much appreciated.
Yeah, same Ken. Great job. Great job to all the employees and a lot of the retirees that came back and stepped up to help us. Thought we did a great job. Dan, City Hall, Colin, for the things we did there as well. I do have a question, because it was brought to me. Are we gonna try to widen all the side streets, or are we just gonna kind of let things play?
We'll continue to try to widen, push the banks of the intersections back. Probably still try to move, because it's gonna get warm again. So we're gonna try to mitigate everything.
Because a lot of folks are just, the things they came with me with, including myself, by the way, are just really tired of shoveling, snow blowing, and if the plows come through again and bury all the laterals going out to the street, it's like, so I'm like, I don't know, I know we got some pretty nice weather coming, but just a thought.
Yeah, I mean, they're passing by 2-car right now.
Yeah, you can get through.
I think the biggest area I want them to focus on is the intersections.
Yeah.
Because the piles are getting high.
Yeah.
So you can have the visibility.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're gonna have a lot of slush coming. It's gonna.
Oh yeah, get ready.
Messy.
It's gonna be messy.
There should be some awesome pictures of the dam candy in a couple, 3
I
weeks.
noticed
eh?
they've already shoveled out moves to the drains to get ready for the runoff.
Talk about it. Yeah, thanks, Ken.
Is that okay if I read a little bit of this to the
Yeah, I was
public?
gonna touch on it too, but by all means.
Okay, this is from Brock Johnson, the Director of Public Works, and Mike Falk, the DPW Foreman. As everyone is aware of, we experienced a significant snowstorm blizzard recently. I want to take the time to express my sincere appreciation to all the hard work, long hours worked, and tireless dedication that the City of Norway, Department of Public Works, and employees and hired contractors displayed during this extraordinary weather event. The commitment to providing the best service we could during this time from our employees was quite impressive, to say the least. Sometimes it's easy to admit default due to the fact that a significant storm like this would not quit. We did not quit. We pushed through. The DPW is comprised of the street department, water department, wastewater department, mechanics, refuse employees. In addition to our employees, we reached out and also contract many local contractors. I'm not gonna go on and read the rest, but I have to agree with this. I mean, even down to our police department, our ambulance being able to get out to people, people who had to get out. I was one of them people who had to get out.
Yeah.
I had an emergency situation, and I can tell you, I had to go to Iron Mountain, and I was up around that way. By far, I have nothing against up there. By far, our roads were the best. The best.
Here, here.
And with them working too, like I said, with our ambulances, everything, I couldn't be prouder of all our employees. I am so grateful. And sometimes when you don't have to get out and you sit home, maybe we don't appreciate it as much, but I can tell you, I appreciated it because I had to get out and it was an emergency situation. And like I said, I heard ambulances, they were helping out everywhere they could. There was a lot of snow. They worked tireless hours. Some people I heard a couple complaints, but you know what?
Oh.
This is what it is. And these guys did not give up.
So once in a century storm. Once in a century storm.
Right, and they kept our roads open. And hats off to them.
Yes.
And please let everybody know. Hats off to everybody who helped out here.
Madam Mayor.
And sometimes people say about a small town, everybody knows your business, but also one thing about in a small town, people get out and help each other, and that's what it's all about. And this world has not been like that lately. People are turning on each other. I'm even proud of the citizens here. We're from Norway. Let's help each other out and keep doing the things that we do. We don't have to act like other people. Let's care about people and get things done.
Here. Madam Mayor, if I may, just, we called out our public, folks that work for us, MBX Excavating, Nichols Logging, Moran Excavating, Cambridge Construction, Insight Fuel, Norway Auto Parts, Norway Quick Stop. Hey, thank you for all the extra things you did through that storm. You didn't have to, but to Candy's point, you stepped up and helped your community. Thank you so much.
Here.
And were they all on here? I think so. Yeah. Grant, did you have anything tonight?
No, Madam Mayor, thank you.
Dan?
Again, same as you guys said, it was a lot of snow. Just our guys and contractors, Saturday preparing for the storm in 6 hours, Sunday 16 hours, Monday 15 and a half hours, Tuesday 13 and a half hours.
Yeah, it's,
That was employees and
Be on the call.
working together to get that done. I'd just also like to say thanks to Debbie Hood and Chris and Wayne Hamel. They provided DPW guys and contractors some food during those days.
That's
We
awesome.
provided sandwiches on Wednesday. Thirsty Whale offered to buy them for lunch after the storm coming up, and Dairy Queen also provided some treats. So
nice.
That's awesome.
Thank you to all of them.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. That's Norway.
Yep, that's Norway.
that's all I have.
Too bad everybody makes too much money, we can't get any help from the state and the feds.
Girls, you didn't have anything for tonight? No? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion, we adjourn.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.